Welcome back to Eurovision Crave. This is Fame here. I am finally joined by Red Sebastian. I feel like this has been a long time coming that I wanted to speak to you. I'm so happy to see you today. First of all, how are you?
I am so good. I am so excited to be here. I did already Amsterdam, London, and now the final one, Madrid. And I'm looking forward to meet the Spanish fans. Yeah, it's a cool thing, these pre-parties. I'm really enjoying it. Like every time it gets better and better.
You've had incredible months. I just want to go back to the beginning. December, that was when you recorded the performance of Strobe Lights. And then, I remember I was there. People just came up to me and they were like, flabbergasted. They were like, this is the year of Belgium. And then we saw the results. You were #1 in the odds for a lot of time. How was this period for you? Because it's like almost 2 months between, right? A month and a half. You have so much pressure. You have so many people talking without actually even, like you can't even talk about it, but people are talking that you are the deal. How was this whole process of the pressure going to the Belgian national final in February?
Well, it was very, I never thought of it as pressure because it was always my dream to be in Eurovision, and I was like, I finally get the chance after 8 years of mailing the VRT who selects the candidates. I started mailing in 2017 to be in the pre-selections or to be selected internally. So after 8 years, finally got my chance to be in the pre-selection. So I was like, okay, I got this opportunity, I have to enjoy it. And, if I enjoy it and if I, do my best and do the best I can, then people are gonna see that and enjoy it as well. So for me, it was a big honor that I could be on that stage and could perform my song for the first time for people, and then have the first time I performed, the reactions of the crowd, it was magical. It was like I was like, oh my god, I want to do this again. And there was actually a technical issue, so I had to do it again because the camera fell onto someone. So yeah, really, it really did. It was
Was that person okay?
Yeah, they took him out of the crowd. It was, this is a little story. His wife put her purse on the rails of the camera.
Oh my God.
So the camera went over it and fell onto her husband. So he was okay in the end, but it was a little shocking, And I saw it all happen while I was in my second chorus. Strobe Lights, I saw the camera, I saw people running towards it to get it back on track. So I was like, okay, what's happening? And even, all the other contestants in the green room saw the camera going like that. And I was gone.
Oh my god.
But I was like, okay, professionally, okay, my next camera was there, so I was already looking into the next one, but they were like, you're gonna have to do it again because it's not usable. So it was, it was a good time. I was rehearsing a lot. I was like, okay, I need to believe in winning this, and if I believe in it, it's gonna happen, and it happened. Also, a few days before the finals, I saw that Belgium was performing on the 13th of May. That's actually my birthday. So I was like, okay, I have to be in the representative of Belgium because otherwise it's gonna be the most shitty birthday ever. So I'm so glad that I won and that I can be the representative of Belgium this year. It's such an honor and my lifelong dream. Yeah.
I mean, and you're doing it with a song that is so inherently Belgium, in my opinion. I don't know if a lot of people know, Belgium is also known for the rave culture, for the underground culture, and you're doing it with a song like this. Is Red Sebastian a rave person? Do you go to a lot of raves?
I love it, but you know, I have to be honest, these last weeks, last months, I think since September, I decided not to drink any alcohol to really rest my voice and be in top form for, you know, Eurovision. So I'm not going out at the moment, and I miss it so much because, you know, I love going out. I love going out with my friends, you know, having a good time, having a dance, you know. But yeah, I'm hopeful for like the 17th of May after the final that I can go all night and just like step on the plane or step on the bus with like this, you know, very I don't know how to say it in English, but very, you know, yeah,
Hangover.
yeah, hangover, indeed, yeah.
I mean, but then it's your birthday though on the semifinal, and I was expecting that if you, I mean, you will qualify. Let's be honest. When you qualify, you would throw this huge party that I would be invited to, but I feel like it's just going to be a slumber party, not like a huge party.
I think it's gonna be a little bit of birthday cake, you know, a little celebration. You know, my parents are gonna be there too, so I'm gonna celebrate it together with the delegation and my parents. But I think I will, you know, do the real party the 17th.
Okay.
Because I'm a real perfectionist. I want to do it good. I still want to win. You know, I want to be, you know, bring Eurovision to Belgium. You would love that too, right?
Oh my God. Finally, not having to pay for accommodation and just like staying at home.
So I want to do that. So I think it's very important that, you know, I stick to the game, stick to the plan, and then the 17th I can go all loose, but the 13th is going to be a little celebration, yeah.
And I want to know what's the difference between Red Sebastian and Sepa? Because like, so I was thinking if Red Sebastian is a persona, or is it some sort of extension of who Sepa is?
I would say it's more like an extension.
Okay.
I think Sepa is always with me, even on stage, and Red Sebastian is also always with me, even in the streets. I'm not as outgoing as I am on stage, walking the streets, you know, shopping, but I have to be, you know, I always like a little bit of makeup, even if it's a little mascara or like a little glam, you know. I have to feel confident, you know, and I take that part of Red Sebastian, who's like the stage animal and who likes to, you know, be, you know, on stage and to, you know, give it your all. I like to take that with me in the streets a little bit, but I also like to take like the more shy version of Red Sebastian, like Sepa. I'm more like the sweet, shy guy, I would say. I like to take that with me on stage as well, you know, when I talk to people or I connect with people, like, yeah, I like both sides. So I would say like Red Sebastian is like the side of me that I extend on stage, yeah. But it's always with me, yeah.
But is there something that Red Sebastian can do that Sepa chooses not to or cannot dare to do?
Well, I'm usually very shy. You know, I was in London for the pre-party and I went to like the musical Moulin Rouge. And my manager was like, come on, in front of the whole thing with like the big Moulin Rouge sign on the building, sing the Creole Lady Marmalade, like that. Sing it like in your full voice, but there were a lot of people walking and I wasn't, you know, I wasn't in makeup and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I don't dare to do this. So I didn't do it. And then I went to the musical and afterwards I felt so inspired and I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. So I stood there in front and I was like, Creole Lady. And I did a video of that and it was so nice because people were like, oh my God, you have a lovely voice. So I was like, come on, Sepa, you can also use that confidence that Red Sebastian has on stage. I probably need that more in my own life, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's very complimentary. It kind of allows you to externalize what's inside a bit more. And I want to talk about Basel. You're not going to get the what's your staging going to be kind of question. I know you can't give it away too much, but I saw that you had ballet classes, true, and tap dancing?
Yeah.
are we gonna see some sort of tap dancing for Strobe Lights, or are you just gonna just let the song sell itself? Should we expect some choreography?
Well,
Maybe we should try like some strobe.
yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting combo. I did tap for like 10 years, so it's really,
Wow.
yeah, I think I quit around like 15, 16 years old. But I always loved it. So I love to dance, I will say that. Yeah, I love to dance. Let's keep it there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm very excited to see that.
Little hints, yeah, that's a little hint, I will say.
And so you were talking about being a perfectionist, but the thing is with the Eurovision, there's a lot of rules, a lot of limits that you cannot do everything you want on stage. What is one idea that you really wanted to bring on that stage that you had to scrap because you're just not able, or is the performance everything you wanted?
You know, it's everything I wanted, but there were some things that, you know, I wanted to turn the whole thing into one rave club, but a rave club is so crowded, you can only bring, you know, with yourself included, 6 people on stage. So, you know, if I want to bring that rave club there, it's gonna have to be, you know, one other way. I really want to, you know, turn the arena into one club, but limited to 6 people, that's a hard thing to do. So I would say, you know, watch the performance and you will find out how I managed to, you know, get these vibes and these club feelings into like the act and into the arena. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're spilling some tea. I love that. I feel like I cannot do this interview without talking about Mother Monster. I've heard that you're a little monster, right?
I am, yeah. I grew up watching Lady Gaga, and actually she inspired me to play the piano. It was her performance of Poker Face at the Cherry 3 house.
Cherry 3 session.
Yeah, that. Like the I wanna hold them like they do in Texas Place. Hold them, let them hit me, raise it. Baby, stay with me. Love that came, intuition played it. Like that version. I love it. So that inspired me to play the piano. So I actually first played piano and then, you know, took singing class because my parents thought it was important to, you know, accompany myself. And Lady Gaga was definitely, you know, they tried to show me, you know, much older people, you know, from their generation.
Yeah,
but I was like, okay, that's too old. You know, when you're a kid, you're like, who's that? And I was like, oh my God, Lady Gaga is so young, hot, and happening. So I was really into Lady Gaga, and my dad was looking up like videos, and he was like, look, Lady Gaga is also playing the piano. You should play too. And I was like, okay, if Lady Gaga's doing it, then I gotta do it.
I mean, her talent is just just incredible. Have you listened to the latest album?
I have. I love Abracadabra. Yeah.
What song from the album would you say could go to Eurovision?
Well, I have to look.
There's one song
that I really like, but I don't know if it's gonna be the same song that we have in mind. I love Garden of Eden.
Oh, so good.
That's my favorite, I think, from like the whole album. And I also did a cover of Die With a Smile, and that's on the Eurovision channel.
Yes. Should I say
What's
which one?
Yeah.
So there's this one song that people are not really that much into it, but it's my favorite of the album. It's Don't Call Tonight.
Oh,
And
I don't quite remember it. I should listen to it
sing.
again.
I don't have the voice for it. But that one, I feel like that could go to Eurovision. It's a really good one.
I will listen to it.
You should.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you get any inspiration from Lady Gaga for the show?
Well, I actually, you know, I wrote 12 songs for, you know, the pre-selections, and there was this
12 songs.
This one song that was really Gaga inspired, but it's probably gonna end up on my album later this year. So yeah, I'm very curious what you'll think about it then. But she inspires me in many ways. You know, you probably have seen like the footage of Gagacella, if I can call it like that, the Mayhem Coachella thing. It's crazy. It's always like this. It's like almost a video clip on stage. It's this whole movie kind of production thing, and it's so clever. And she always reinvents herself. And now even like with Mayhem, she's like going back to her roots of the Born This Way era, but it's still like 2025. I love it.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I can talk about Lady Gaga for. I think we can talk about
Yeah.
about Lady Gaga for hours. I want to know. So you're talking about the 12 songs that you did. Do you have a clear plan after Eurovision? Because I feel like one thing I do find it a bit disappointing with artists is that they have this huge momentum, right? You have this huge momentum. You're under the spotlight for months and months. You have your name everywhere. Do you have a clear plan of what's going to happen after Eurovision, and what is that?
Well, I'm gonna do a lot of shows in Belgium. It's like a very busy and booked summer already, and I love that. I mean, I love performing for, you know, a lot of people. I love seeing the smiles on people's faces and like see them dance. And I'm, you know, I had a lot of writing sessions, you know, during these crazy weeks, and I think my album is finished. You know, all the songs are written. I just have to record some more. You know, the vocals and, you know, perfect. Turn them, you know, really into like these songs. It's not like demo-ish kind of things. I would also love to do like a duet with someone. I was hoping Mentissa would also want to do a duet with me. I already messaged her. You know, it would be cool to, yeah, she really is. So I really want to, you know, I think Eurovision is like that kickstart for me, and I hope it's going to be the start of a long-lasting career. And my dream has always been, you know, to tour the world and to see the world and connect with everyone around the world through my music. And I hope Eurovision can be the start of that. You know, inspire me and introduce me to these 36 other countries already. And yeah, I hope to be, you know, doing this for the rest of my life. I just get so happy of it. Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it's so refreshing to see someone who really loves this. Like, from everything you told me, trying to go to Eurovision, it's so refreshing. It's so nice. I want to close this by asking you, what do you want people to feel during those 3 minutes? You have 3 minutes on stage. You have to give your all, and you want to have a long-lasting effect. What would you want that to be?
Well, if, you know, I would say 3 important tasks. First one is win Eurovision, of course. The second one is, I always felt like the odd one out as a kid. You know, I was a special kid. I was not into football. I was not the typical guy. If I inspire one person to be him or herself or themselves, then my job is done. You know, if I inspire them to, you know, really be who they are and love who they want to love, you know, then I'm really happy. And also, there's a lot of, you know, sadness and darkness in the world, and lots of people have, you know, lots of worries. And I hope Strobe Lights can provide 3 minutes of pure joy, pure dance. You know, people can just go loose on it and just forget about all their worries and all the sadness and darkness that's going on around the world, and just like have a good time in those 3 minutes. I think those are my 3 most important tasks, and then I'm gonna be a very happy guy if I, you know, do that.
Oh, that was so nice of you to say. Thank you so much, Red Sebastian. Wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
Eurovision.